Comment je suis censé savoir ce que je dois faire du coup avec les nodes vu que j'ai les 4 sur 4 et qu'il n'y a plus rien. Et que sur la carte, il n'y a rien qui est apparu. Donc, ouais, super. Bon. Ça s'affiche pas non plus. Ah, il y avait la maison d'Emily aussi, je voulais. Bon, on verra pas. De toute façon, là, du coup, on doit retourner ici. On doit passer là, soigner les gens, et là-bas, soigner les gens. Parce que là, il y a une vieille malade. Là, il n'y a plus personne. Là, c'est bon. Et ici, lui, mais on fait en revenant. Il fallait que je passe. Donc, est-ce que je peux couper plus vite par là? Ouais. Oui, sauf qu'il y a des mobs. Évidemment. Évidemment qu'il y a des mobs. Ouais, ça suffit. Bon, on va pas aggro l'autre là. Il a pas vu. Et ici j'ai déjà nettoyé. Hein? Ouais. Ok. Bon. Direction cette zone là. C'est parti. Ah. Il y a des mobs ici aussi, c'est ça? What? Bon, amusez-vous bien. Je suis un peu occupé moi. Donc, c'est sérieux. Ouais, comme ça je me repère. Non mais il y a trop de mobs. Si vous arrêtez de m'attaquer aussi, moi je passe sans vous buter, hein, si c'est le cas. Mais bon, vous m'attaquez à vue, donc qu'est-ce que tu veux que je fasse? 29, c'est une blague ou quoi? C'est une zone pourrie, c'est du tout de mob. Bon, attends. On va passer par ici. Il n'y a rien ici. Chaque fois j'ouvre cette porte mais il n'y a jamais rien. Donc du coup, faut aller là-bas. Enfin tout ça pour soigner une personne. Non, rien. Archer, c'était qui lui déjà?
Good evening, sir. I'm amazed you made it back to the docks alone. Good for you.
Well, I could say the same about you, young man. More to the point, who the hell are you?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
And I am Archer Woodbead. Please excuse my assertiveness. I often forget I'm just an old prune.
Je l'avais pas
What can you
parlé.
tell me about this part of town?
People used to feel safe around here. They had the gangs protecting them. Now all they do is bicker and plot against one another.
Missing the good old days, are you not?
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less meaning your existence will have. You need to remember the days you still had beliefs.
And what about the gangs?
Back in my day, people trusted the wet boot boys. We looked out for the docks and its families. Nowadays, they're just a bunch of greedy fuckers.
You were a gang member.
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these bastards act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
If you were such a respected figure, surely you have many interesting stories about this part of town.
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
Oh là là.
Do you still know anyone? From the old days, I mean.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout if you catch my meaning.
I'm sure a district as colorful as the docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog, don't you?
If you don't mind.
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately named. An old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though. Despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
Ok.
Have you always been so bitter?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
With everything that's happened recently, the war, Spanish flu, I must concede that these are difficult times.
A few nights ago, I saw a kid eating a rat. He was right in front of one of those abandoned houses nearby. Just chewing on a living rat's insides.
Tell me about the wet boot boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families and each other. It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the guard, then?
This guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy. I know how it works. I invented it.
Why did your son really join the guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbead? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reed. But I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
Ok. On a tout fait avec lui.
Do you have any recent news on shore?
The man is still here. He's trying to help others despite the terrible things he endured. I'm impressed.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
I never thought I'd live to see the last days of London. Just another thing I was wrong about, I suppose.
Goodbye, sir.
Ok. Il y en avait des choses à dire, hein, lui. Punaise. Entre tout ça, il faut se barrer maintenant. Bon, il n'y a plus la bestiole. Oula. Salut de l'orac. Bientôt la fin. Bah, je sais pas. C'est fort possible, mais. Je sais pas trop où on en est, quoi. Waouh. Ok. Il a pas aimé les coups de masse. Donc c'est plus les mêmes mobs maintenant ici. Eh ben. Oula. Oh, il y a une bestiole là maintenant. Pas envie de te barrer. On va buter, hein, qu'est-ce que je fasse? Bon, faut trouver la vieille dame qui était ici.
Good evening, Miss.
Of course. Sir,
Are you worried?
too much noise. Too much.
Yeah.
Miss Gillingham, why did you give Martin Nightingale the watch I returned to you?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I suppose I thought he needed a watch more than I did. I have no reason to really keep track of time anymore.
Why don't you need to keep track of time?
I've spent my entire life marching to the tick of clocks and the ringing of bells. At my age, it's nice to finally be rid of those burdens. On my time.
But it was your son's watch, Miss Gillingham.
It was, wasn't it? I'm relieved you found it. Besides, it's more useful to him anyway.
Ok. Voilà.
Do you require...
I'm glad you asked, Dr. Tippett. I must confess I haven't felt that well of late.
Ok, bah voilà.
I'll try my best. Here, take this. And please, try to get some rest.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Voilà, on a soigné tout le monde. On est bon. Enfin, je pense. de chargement. Allez, on veut juste parler à quelqu'un.
Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that, Dr. Reed.
Are you feeling worried about the sanitary situation in London?
This city is falling apart. The disease killed so many people. No one cares about anything or anyone anymore but themselves.
Show me what you have to offer then, Mr. Nightingale.
Voilà. Alors, du coup, on va quand même vérifier. Là, c'est soigné. Ici aussi. Ok. Et il y a juste lui, mais c'est là où on doit revenir, donc tout va bien. Donc maintenant, on enlève les points de repère. Donc faut aller là-bas. Ah, on peut passer par ici, hein, ça ira peut-être un peu plus vite. D'aller par là. On va voir ça. Par là. Ouais. Ça sert à rien de TP. Il y a un truc là caché ou quoi? Ah ouais, il y a du loot. Hop. Voilà. Ah, j'avais pas vu, j'étais pas full lui en fait. Bon, j'espère que cette grille est pas verrouillée de l'autre côté. Oh là là.
It's locked, all right.
Non, c'est pas vrai. Bon ben. Va falloir faire tout le tour. Voilà. Je peux couper ici? Ah, à mon avis ça va être fermé aussi. Voilà. Parce que j'ai pas ouvert. Oh ouais, c'est juste des gars qui se battent. Ouais. On court beaucoup dans le jeu hein, quand même. Tiens, on est de retour ici. Ça c'est bon.
Got no idea who she's dealing with.
Si je passe par là... Non, on va monter ici. Non, là c'est un cul-de-sac. Ouais, ok. Ils sont occupés de se battre. Ils m'ont pas vu. Hop. Ni connu. Oui, entretuez-vous, moi ça me convient. Moi. Ah, il y a des mobs ici. Ok, ça va. Ils sont occupés. Salut. Ok. Donc là, je peux aller déverrouiller une porte, je pense. Et ensuite ici. Punaise. Oh, c'est une blague ou quoi. C'est bon, il a rien pris comme dégâts ce que je bordel. Bon, attends, il commence à me saouler lui. Ah, c'est bite. J'ai fait mon attaque spéciale, mais elle est pas partie quoi. J'ai rien compris. Vous avez été vaincu. Bon, par contre, si tu me refais pop à 15 000 km, on va pas s'entendre, hein, toi et moi. Finsbury, bon, ça a l'air d'être un endroit assez proche. Hein. Ouais, ça. Bon, visiblement, il n'y a rien de verrouillé là-bas, donc les œufs. Au pire, on reviendra. Ah, mais oui, du coup, ils ont repop, évidemment, mais évidemment. Ouais, du coup, tout repop. Ouais, putain, quand tu meurs, c'est tellement de la... Hein, bon. Là, faut que je level up. Hein. Donc, j'ai vite fait faire la quête de la maison de l'autre là, qui devrait être abordable normalement. Puis on ira pex, enfin on ira prendre des niveaux. Non, c'est pas ça que je voulais. Bon, du coup, ici pour passer, c'est là sur la gauche. Ah. C'est ça?
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny, I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan.
Voilà.
I remember when Mary came here with her husband and her son.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Venus.
So you returned from the war in one piece too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty, like all British women. You have no idea what it was like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings, from what I've seen.
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan, please accept my condolences for your sister.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden, and I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but you know, it's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
D'accord. Bon, ça, j'en ai qu'un.
Tell me about Clarence's obsession with vampires.
It drives me so crazy it makes my stomach hurt. I was so relieved to have him back. But I quickly realized he'd lost his mind in France.
I understand your irritation, Venus. But you have to accept the trauma Clarence endured on the battlefield.
The question is simple, Jonathan. Is my husband mad? Yes or no? Do vampires exist? Or is Clarence a lunatic?
So you don't believe Clarence?
If poor Mary, bless her soul, had tried to convince you of the existence of bloody vampires, would you have believed her? Seriously?
Bah, j'en suis un, donc...
The important
Puis elle
question
aussi, du coup.
What do you really think of your husband?
I'm tough, Jonathan. He should have told me the horrors he witnessed, however appalling it was, instead of inventing a fantasy about blood-drinking monsters.
Bah, c'est pas des fantaisies, enfin, je pense pas.
Goodbye for now.
Ouais, goodbye. Aïe. Bon, du coup, qu'est-ce qu'on peut piquer dans cette maison là? Ah, de la thune. Ah, j'ai pas vu si c'était ici pour la quête, mais c'est pas ici pour la quête, hein. Je sais pas, elle l'a mis de... Non, c'est pas ici. Par contre, on peut sortir ici, ça c'est bien ça. La bibliothèque perdue. Ok. Journal intime de Vénus.
It's locked.
On aura des choses à dire à notre ami, visiblement. Ouais, celle-là, la maison.